Am I right? Am I wrong?
Yes.
Somebody tell me what's going on, Twisted Cupid.
Yes.
They're the ones who ask. Every Thursday night on the Twisted Cupid podcast.
Yes. Oh,
I
Joel
love
Smith
it.
on YouTube. Thank you, buddy. That is our new theme song
Oh my
for
God,
the
I
Twisted
love
Cube
it.
podcast. Yes, yes.
So great.
I'm super excited. With me, as always, my co-host, Amy Liszka. Thank you for being here, as
hello.
always.
Hi.
How's your week going?
It's going good. It's going good. Yeah, I feel like I forget as soon as
You
I
forgot
start.
how your week was going.
Yeah, like
I'm sorry I asked you a tough question
I
just now.
know. My pregnancy brain is very active.
Oh,
It's
she's
just-
still pregnant, people. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
She kept it, and the baby's still doing its thing.
No, but I'm constantly forgetting what I'm doing every 3 seconds. It's bad. It's really
Well,
bad.
I did not forget what we are doing. We are hosting the greatest podcast in the history of podcasts. This is the Twisted Cupid podcast. With me, as always, the one, the only Amy Liszka. Let me introduce our two guests tonight, man. First up, he's a first-time guest to the show, a hilarious one, the only James Mack. Thank you for being on the show, man.
Yay, thanks for having me, y'all.
Absolutely. Tell them where they can find you.
Well, right now I'm right next to your couch.
Well, yeah.
There we go.
yeah.
There we go.
Invite the stalkers in.
Yeah, look for, but if you want to go look at all my stuff, it's, and I do mean all my stuff, I take quarters. You can go look at James Mack Comedy. I'll put it in the chat, y'all.
At James Mack Comedy. Find him. Find him.
Yeah.
We should start doing that. Put it in the chat.
Oh, there we go.
Wow,
Yeah, we should do that.
wow.
Look at that. Look at that. Look
oh
at that.
my gosh.
That's a
so
new,
simple, but
there
we
we go.
never thought of it.
There we go. It only took us several years.
There
Put
you
your
go.
Venmo in too.
There we go. There we
It's
go.
that too. I have it across the board.
Boom, boom. So if you want to,
right.
follow him, if you want to give him money, that's how you do it, there, people. And let me introduce our second guest. Not only is she a returning guest to the podcast, she is a returning co-host to the podcast. Back in the day when this was the Love Gurus podcast, the one, the only Suzanne Leah Shepherd is back.
Yeah.
She's back. The queen hath returned.
It's I mean it's great to be back, certainly. I mean what a
Great to have ya.
What a blast from the past, you know.
That's right.
It's been a good couple months, but of course always great to be back.
Yeah,
love
always
it.
great to have
I
you. Tell them
love
where they
it.
can find you, just in case they forgot.
So I had to look up my own Instagram handle because I didn't remember.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's Suzanne_hub. Isn't that the worst? That's the worst.
What does the hub stand for? Is that like a
So-
college thing?
No. Wait, like I was a hub for all the guys?
That's
what
right.
are you trying to say, Amy?
Uh-huh.
That I was the community bicycle?
Everybody's plugging things into her.
Everyone passes through Suzanne. That's why
right.
she's our hub. Okay.
Uh-huh.
No,
I thought that's what we called the lunchroom, like the college. No, never mind.
to be honest, I don't remember why I put it as hub, but I do remember that I was interviewing for jobs and I didn't want them to find me.
Oh, there you go. So your social media handle is designed specifically so people can't find you.
Yeah. So,
How have
but
we not discussed this before now?
but if you're looking for me specifically now online, now you can find me. So, if anyone that I know from work is listening, which slim to none, hopefully that you guys don't know this, yeah, they're gonna find me and but it's okay. I've already been working there for like 7 months, so
Bam.
if they're
Tell
gonna
us where
fire
you
me,
work again.
Yeah. Give us the address. Tell us your boss's name.
I work at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Just keep it
That's
that
right.
way.
Nice.
Wouldn't that be sad if? Okay, maybe I don't know if this is punching down or not. Wouldn't that be sad though if you were applying for a job at Taco Bell and then you didn't get hired at Taco Bell because they were like, "Listen, your social media is too controversial."
Yeah.
It's like, yo, I'm pretty sure that's not going to affect my ability to apply cheese. Okay,
Right.
this seems fine.
We normally don't turn down applicants for this at Taco Bell, but it's filled with Taco John's as the shit post. What is that? You said a Taco John is the king of tacos? We can't have that
What's
kind of...
this hashtag you keep using? Hashtag I love heroes. What?
Hashtag Taco Bell is only 80% beef. What the hell? Now you're giving away secrets. You haven't
I'm
even
glad we're
started.
talking about this because when I was tagging you in things, I had trouble finding you, even though
know.
you're very much like a friend on my social media. And then when I went to go look for your handle, I did say hub. I was like, not like Suzanne comedy. And then when I tried to tag you in Twitter, it says this person will not let you tag them.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah.
It's I don't agree.
Very
to,
corporate for Taco Bell,
I
by
don't
the way.
agree to non-consensual tagging in Twitter. Or
That's right.
X or whatever
So,
it's called now.
Amy, I know you thought thought this was a podcast. This is actually an intervention.
Yes. Amy doesn't know how her week's going. Suzanne doesn't know what her social media handles are. We're getting it together tonight. That's what we're doing.
Well, but what I will say is to, all the youngsters, no one knows what my social media handle is, and I didn't totally explode into flames. So, saying that there's that aspect of social media.
There you go. But, yes, follow her anyway at Suzanne_hub. And follow us all. Also, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Thank you guys for watching live.
Yeah.
If you're out there
Hi,
on the audio-only platforms, the Spotifys, the Apple Musics, what have you, we still appreciate you. But come on over to YouTube. Give us a like and subscribe and watch live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Shout out to Joel in the chat. Shout out and shout out especially to Joel for writing us the new theme song. We fucking love it, man.
It's so great. Very
It's awesome.
jazzy.
It's jazzy.
Yeah.
It's great. Joel on YouTube says, welcome back, Suzanne. Any chance I can get a voucher for free sour cream on my burrito?
I love sour cream. Go, Joel. I love sour cream.
Defos at Taco Bell hand out all the freebies. You
There
can
you go.
you can have as much hot sauce at my Taco Bell as you want.
That's
okay?
right. That's right.
You just get it. I'll even let you put Mountain Dew in your water cup. Okay, that's how much you don't care.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
It all sounded like innuendo, but I was very confused on what it meant by the end.
Actually,
That was wild.
You just say her name, you actually get free guac at Chipotle too.
Bam.
Yeah. Well,
Bam.
that was my old job. I graduated to Taco Bell from Chipotle.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're like the LeBron James of Chipotle.
Love it.
That rocks.
Love it.
But shout out to Matt on YouTube. Shout out to Joanne. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Without further ado, are you guys ready for
hungry
your
all of a
first
sudden.
question? It has nothing to do with all this sour cream and burrito talk. I'll tell you that right now. Without further ado, let's take our first question from the Wild Animals on Reddit. If you guys got questions to write in, write them to twistedcupidpodcast@gmail.com, or even better, give them to us live right in the chat every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Let's take our first one from the Wild Animals on Reddit.
All right. So the theme of this podcast, I said it's not you, it's ...
Oh, okay.
Because I feel like all these kind of had to do with like some sort of marriage breakup, but it was kind of like, oh, it's you, but it's kind of like they're blaming them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
I love the theme.
Yeah. It's not you. It's my intolerance for all those shitty things you do.
All right. First question. My fiance insists that I treat her like a princess literally 24/7. Dun,
Boo.
dun, dun.
Life isn't a fairy tale.
I, a 35-year-old male, have been with a girlfriend, 38-year-old female, for a year and a half and proposed to her recently. She has always had this sort of cute kid way of her talking about, but not becoming increasingly... sorry. I'm nervous now. Suzanne's here.
That's right. You're being silently judged
Hey,
for your ability to
did you
read
say
out loud.
she's 38 and he's 35?
Yeah, she's 38.
Fucking
I'm-
pedophile. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, so
38-year-olds should only sleep with other 38-year-olds, you monster.
by the way, I'm like 42 and Jake's 40.
Yeah.
Well,
Dude,
that was
I'm a-
the other part of the intervention.
I feel like those kids in the Michael Jackson doc.
And I think it's only evened out right now. Sometimes he's like I'm 43 and he's still 40. So I don't know. Never mind.
Look, we don't know our ages. We don't know, like we're confused about everything.
All right. She has always had this kind of, sort of cute kid way of talking, but now it's becoming increasingly irritating. She has said jokingly in front of my friends and parents that she wants to be treated like a princess 24/7, and then said something along the lines of, "And I will never think of myself lower than that ever again," which is fine. I love her so much. I treat her very well and respectfully, like any woman should be treated. But now that this proposal has happened, I am looking at kids / spending the rest of my life with her. And in doing so, I'm also starting to think, hey, she is an adult, not a princess. And I shouldn't bow down to her and give up putting up my side of the argument because she's crying and saying, why am I making her feel this way? She's getting this awful diva mentality that if I did anything close to that as a male, it would be 100% considered abuse. Okay. Sorry, that was my comment. She absolutely refuses to work and recently said that she wants to be looked after 100% of the time, as it's the man's job to treat her bubby like a queen. And she says that these things not in a cute sort of way, but like a demanding sort of way, saying it's the man's job to do these cliche things. But if I ever dared suggest that she do all the cleaning and cooking around the house, then I'm somehow a chauvinistic pig for saying that, and perhaps maybe have her treat me like a king. Which I
don't think he realizes what a princess is. Princesses weren't down there scrubbing shit. They had like serfs and slaves and things.
I think maybe she should treat me like a king, which I think is ridiculous, by the way. Anyways, she is now wearing plastic tiaras and fluffy Ugg boots.
All right, this is
all
weird.
the time now. Okay,
I thought this guy was a douche, but now I'm like, all right, dude, this is a bit much.
But the thing is, why does he have to go after the Ugg boots? Like,
yeah, the Ugg boots isn't a weird. I like that it's a matching ensemble for him. Like princesses wore back in the days of yore. The tiara and Ugg boots.
Princess Aurora never just wore Ugg boots. She wore the
It's
tiara.
weird they say, because that's actually what Princess Diana died in.
Yeah,
plastic tiara and Ugg boots.
I thought it was a Fiat.
That's why the Queen of England had her killed. She was like, I don't like her walking around in those Ugg boots.
If that's true, then I have a whole different opinion about that controversy.
I never thought I would say this, but I take Queen Elizabeth's side in that whole conspiracy to kill Diana. If anything, she should have killed her in that tunnel decades ago.
She's now
Fuck
wearing,
Ugg boots.
She's now wearing plastic tiaras and fluffy Ugg boots all the time now, and is making it really hard for me to see myself spending the rest of my life with her. Keep in mind, this just started happening after she caught up with her old friends who are very much the same. I'm lost, guys. How can I put this across to her that she is a goddamn 250-pound, 38-year-old woman and not a child anymore?
Shit.
How can I make her understand it's hurting my mentality state? Okay, I was totally on his side until he had to talk about her weight.
We don't need to bring her weight into it.
It felt unnecessary, but that said, it made the picture of her in Ugg boots and a tiara a hell of a lot funnier. I'll tell you that right now. I was using spandex and a belly shirt.
I literally was kind of iffy about this question until he went crazy at the very end talking about her weight.
No, but let me be clear. The reason why I don't like the fact that he brought up her weight is it's not that he could have said any number, but he definitely said it in a way to make it a dig, so it's like
it's pretty shitty.
It
doesn't have anything to do with his complaint.
If she was 100 pounds or 500 pounds, the fact that he was used her weight to
exactly
to say, okay, you're not perfect in this way. It's
right. Yeah, like Joanna YouTube says, I love that he included the weight. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Man on YouTube says how many kids? It's baby weight.
It says none. It just says that she acts like a kid and has this cute kid talk voice.
Yeah. I was worried that it was going to go the route of Jewish American princess type thing. So
yeah.
You
thought he was going to get. I do like when people are kind of winning me over. The person in the question, and then right at the end they say something insane to where I'm like, oh no. It's like, I mean, I have all these legitimate complaints about my girlfriend. Also, she's a Hebrew. It's like, wait, what? No, sir, what is this? You're a monster.
Yeah.
I think it would have really sold it if he's like, and she only wears the Burger King crown.
Right? Yeah, that would have,
I wouldn't be mad at that, though. If I came home and my husband every day was wearing a Burger King crown, I'd be like, A, where did you get that?
Right.
B, how do you get so many of them? Because they disintegrate after an hour. How do you get the Burger King crown?
I want to know where he got one to fit a grown man's head. That's a weird Burger King.
Yeah.
It's a weird, sir, we only have children-sized Burger King hats. We need to order more adults.
That's the reason the Burger King has a smile.
That's true.
Yeah, but I think that if you're with someone, dating or married, and they're either pretending to be someone else or putting on a persona, if you perceive that, whether it's real or not, it's not going to work out. If that person is genuinely like that, but you still perceive them, even just something if someone like works really hard at their job and they're like, I am a professional, whatever, and you're like, they're just pretending to be a professional. It's like you are
like
not
stand-up comic.
exactly.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. You say I'm a stand-up comic, and your husband's like, yeah, but you make no money. Yeah, I don't care.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah,
They pay you in drink tickets, sir.
Yeah, but it's like if you perceive your partner to have basically, if you perceive your partner to be delusional, it's not going to work out.
No.
Whatever you think that delusion is, and even if it's real or not, again, it's like that's just a total misunderstanding.
Right. And the thing is the way he's described this woman is insane. It's like, buddy, you're dating a 250-pound woman in a tiara and Ugg boots. Like, that's you, bud. I'm sorry. That's where you
Real
ended
quick,
up. What do you
Joel
want?
said Burger King crown is a hillbilly tiara. And then is this
Did you
true?
hear my
It's
accent?
Matt says Arby's has tiaras.
I gotta call bullshit. On
Yeah,
that.
bullshit, Matt. Don't get me excited.
And besides,
But
if that means I have to eat one of those terrible roast beef sandwiches, I don't want to be a princess.
They may have
Screw
had well, to be fair, I think that they had hats at one point.
Arby's?
Like
Did they?
years ago.
Yeah,
But,
the little
like,
white ones. and
yeah.
stuff.
I couldn't tell you.
I-
That's the worst
yeah.
fast food place, dude. I will not eat Arby's. I could be stranded on a deserted island. If it was just Arby's and whatever the hell I could scrounge up, I would just learn to fish for crabs like Tom Hanks in
No, but
Castaway.
they do. Okay,
I would not
but
eat
they
that
do
sandwich.
have good curly fries. So are you saying?
damn it, you're right. All right,
You
yeah.
can't totally.
So-
All right, I
yeah.
forgot they
One
had
of the
curly
things,
Shakes.
one of the things I do on Reddit when I find the questions, if I choose your question, I make it a thing that I actually try to give genuine a comment back, in my opinion. And this
nice.
is my comment. I said, no matter what, if she wants to be treated like a princess or not, there's no right way to have a relationship, and but you guys need to be on the same page. So if this isn't lining up with how you want, your future to go, you should be able to sit down and talk to the person and get on the same page with, like, hey, I would really like if I had a 50-50 relationship, or I'd really like if you'd just be the
Right.
stay-at-home mom, or I'd really like if I'd be the stay-at-home dad. Either way, you just have to be on the same page with, what you want and the rules, and you both have to be okay with it. So that was my whole thing. But I still don't think he should have said about the weight.
Yeah. But
That's pretty wild.
But I agree with you. It's like if you it's like there's no like, oh, this is exactly how it should be sort of rule book. And so, because also how the question was going is that she's saying she needs to be a princess, she wants to get taken care of. It's like I could name 10 people, 10 people off the top of my head that do live that princess lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do any, they are treated by, they're like financier,
And the guy
partners.
wants them to act like that.
And they're
Yeah.
totally fine
Yeah.
with that. They go to luncheons, they get drunk at 1 p.m. I mean, that's definitely not bad.
So stand-up comedy. Got it.
Yeah.
But
Now
one
I
of-
want to be a princess.
Yeah. One of the things, if I remember right, in the story, he said that didn't start until she started hanging out with her friends who do that.
Oh, good
So
catch.
I wonder
I
if-
didn't notice that.
So I wonder
That's
if
important.
was that was in the story, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's something that their boyfriends do.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
just sitting there
I-
scarfing Arby's
I-
going, he needs to treat
And
you like the
I
queen
totally
you are.
agree with you. And I totally see that scene. They're sat around having, endless brunch or bottomless brunch, whatever it's called. And they start having those conversations. However, the solution is not to isolate her from her friends.
No. I wasn't saying that.
Yeah, so it's like, so she hangs out with those people, and then she starts coming
wanna
around.
know-
I'm not picturing brunch with her. I'm picturing more like all you can eat buffet. You know,
Listen,
I'm picturing
no,
OK Corral.
But she's like 38, so these friends should have been around for a while, and this should have been like just their shtick for a while. I feel like she just got involved with some sort of like, I don't know, group where like I don't know, where they're a group, and then all of a sudden they're like, we should all be thinking this way because blah blah blah, and honey, and then. It's just weird that all of a sudden it changed after being 38 years old. I feel like it shouldn't have just changed over one get together.
No.
And
That's pretty weird.
did these friends just come around the corner and be like, "Hey, you're my friend"? I feel like they should have been hanging out for a
That's
while
a
now.
normal thing, right? If like just to hang out with a group of friends that kind of turns you annoying.
Like,
in
did
some
she get
way.
involved
That
in an
happens.
acting class and be
Yeah.
like, "Listen,
I mean, yeah, it's like I'm not trying to yuck anyone's yum, but what I will say is that
wait. Joel on YouTube says at Twisted Keep It Podcast. Okay, Corral. I think you mean Golden Corral. I did. I did not mean the place where Wyatt Earp had a shootout back in Kansas City in the day.
I just thought you were referring to eating a cow whole, so I left it alone.
I just heard corral and knew what you were talking about. 'Cause,
I didn't catch it.
No matter where, yeah. But it's like I'm not trying to yuck anyone's yum, but it's like, there's this phrase out there. You may have heard it before. It's called "live your best life," and I'm totally on board with it. But don't think that you living your best life isn't going to come without consequences, okay? Whether that be how you're treating your partner, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, you live your best life, but at the same time, don't expect everyone in your life to be on board with that. So if this woman is like, I'm living my best life by, wearing, by doing this and wanting to be treated a princess, fine, totally okay. But don't expect everyone to be on this yacht with you.
Now we all became your serfs because you have a Burger King hat on. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it also makes me think like going into the psychological side of what was missing to begin with.
Oh yeah, good point. Good point. Something's going on there. Well, that's not a normal thing for a 38-year-old to start walking around in a tiara.
Yeah,
something's gone horribly wrong.
But also, like, I'm not saying that she's I'm not saying she's being manipulative, but maybe. So it's like, but also like when you start manipulating someone in a relationship, it rarely starts that way. It's a gradual process. It's like this test, and then you just like whittle down at that person's integrity.
That's a good point.
And then you are really manipulating them. So that could be happening here. I'm not saying it's not.
It did say that she got more demanding after he proposed to her. So it just seemed like all this started happening after.
So
like she
weird.
was cute and always kind of like this, but not as.
Oh my god, maybe she just has like bridal fever.
Yeah.
Because if you're a female that's engaged, doesn't matter where you go, you could be at the cake bakers, you could be at the coffee makers, the candlestick makers, whatever. There was like, oh my god, you just have to feel like a princess on your day. I mean, she really could just be being brainwashed by the bridal industry.
It's a bridezilla thing. Yeah, that's a good point. I wasn't thinking about the fact that this was like
all of her friends are from David Bridal. That's the clique she's been hanging out with.
Yeah, when I was shopping for a wedding dress, I did shop at David's Bridal, and the woman put me in an outfit that made me look like Anne Hathaway in the Princess Diaries. Like tiara, everything. And she was like, oh my God, you look so beautiful. And this other woman was standing in the dressing area and goes, and wouldn't make eye contact with me because she knew I looked so fucking dumb. And I was like, it's a no.
Okay, that needs to be a service. You have to go shop, because if you're shopping for brides' dresses, I'd imagine you're surrounded by yes women.
Excuse me, sorry not to interrupt you, but they're called bridal gowns.
Yes, yeah. Whatever those things are called, you need somebody to be that lady, the ghost of wedding future, or whatever that lady was, who made eye contact with you and shot you an awkward look. We need to have an app where it's like, no, just come with me. All my friends are going to be, oh my God, it's
just
your
bring
special
my mom
day.
with you.
It looks perfect.
She'll be like,
oh yeah, your mom is doing it. She'd do it pro bono for everybody.
This was one of her comments when I came out with the dress. She's like, it looks good, but you'll have to really get in shape.
Whoa!
Yeah, dude.
Whoa!
All right, we hire Amy's mom to go around and shop wedding dresses with people.
Amy's mom's gonna shoot the truth.
Yeah.
Whether you're in your wedding dress or you book a suit.
We'll be like, Amy's mom, how much do we have to pay you to go with this lady and tell her when it looks like shit? She's like, judge a lady in a wedding dress, I'll do it for free. In fact, I'll pay for her cab ride. I'm there, man. I was born to do this.
She's like a day laborer aside to David's Bridal.
In all fairness, my mom has no idea she's doing it, by the way. She has this thing like, I would never.
Right, she's naturally talented at this
your
job.
Your mom is very nice.
This is awesome. Joel put in the chat, he's like, if she's 6'5", she'll need a bridal tarp.
Oh, but that could also look very fetching.
Fee, fi, fo, fum, I do.
I mean, I guess his question is, what does he do? I feel like he needs to have a sit down with her, get on the same page, and yeah, I mean, his panic attack is that he's like, I'm looking at her like, I want it to be more 50-50 and I want to have my kids. And that's not what she wants. So maybe take the proposal back. I don't know.
That's true.
And stop talking about her weight. That had nothing
That's
to do
pretty
with
rough.
your complaint, or did it? You know, like I don't know. Yeah. So that's my final.
Oh yeah. Speaking of 6'5", Joanne on YouTube says but how tall?
She's not
If she's
6'5".
6'5", then she might be all right at 250. That's true. And Matt says, is it 250 pounds of muscles or fat? You know what I mean? Like she could just be jacked.
Sure.
She could be a power lifter. We don't know. We don't know.
But I agree with Amy as far as final advice. I think that just to sit down about how the rest of their lives is going to go needs to be brought up, because it's whatever. I'm not saying that I like everything that my husband wears. It's not, he doesn't wear a tiara, but at the same time, there are sometimes that I'll meet him out and I'm just like, oh, all right, I guess I'll hang out with you all night. You are my husband. But that being said, as far as like the lifestyle about how you're going to divvy up chores, how, what's going to happen with finances. I mean, those are all completely normal, healthy conversations that you should have before you get married.
And should not feel like you're walking on eggshells to have it,
Yeah.
It shouldn't just be this thing of like, you're going in, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Okay.
I mean, honestly, I think the question has nothing to do with the tiara. I think he could care less. It's just like she won't get a job. She refuses to get a job.
Honestly, I totally agree with you. If she worked if she had like if she had a job and she, I can't think of a job where it'd be acceptable for you to wear a plastic tiara, but I'm sure it's out there.
Yeah.
Disney World?
Unless
Yeah.
That's true. Oh, well, yeah, unless you're pretending to be an actual princess, which in fairness, that's what she's
They
doing.
get a
So
lot
I
of,
don't-
they
yeah.
get great money.
Yeah.
Really?
But
Yeah.
I think that if
Equity?
she had a job that they do they get, I guess maybe
It's an equity job.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It
Wait.
should be. Right?
Do you mean what do you mean by equity?
Oh, sorry. It's the theater term. It's the theater union.
yeah.
It's the theater union.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. I thought you
Sorry.
meant like equity
no.
in Disney. I was like, well, it's not out of the realm of possibilities. It seems weird.
Yeah, is it under the same big umbrella as like regular theater people, or is there a specific princess union?
It might be. I mean, honestly, I might
Us
be like
fucking princesses striking.
I could be.
Ain't no princesses picking and scabbing across
But you're
this picket
talking
line.
about being able to join the actors union.
Yeah. I could be
You're
actually
not talking
lying.
about like
there
a
might be
stake in Disney. Like
no.
She could be the bouncer for the Shrek Club. Remember
That's
that?
true. Yeah.
The big girl that was at the
Which one?
in Shrek.
In the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been too long since I've seen the movie.
Oh, never mind.
Sorry. Yeah, the kids' movies. And I will get those references in about 5 years when I have to watch all those with my son.
Yeah.
For now, I make him watch like action
Do you have
movies.
any
and
final
stuff. He's
advice,
too young.
James?
Yeah. To be serious, like on the final advice, I think if it's going to work out, like he needs to have a sit down, serious talk. Because, like Suzanne said, I don't think it's the tiara and like how she dressed. Because
Thank you for pronouncing it properly. Finally, okay.
I try. So,
Dude, the tiara pronounced correctly with that accent sounds fucking awesome.
And but I think that's the whole thing. Is it's not necessarily how she dresses. I think it's the attitude that came with it. Of now you're gonna do everything for me. I'm not doing anything. You got to know she's a pillow princess too at that point.
Sure.
Do you mean in sex?
A dead fish, yeah.
Oh,
Won't even
I've
bother
never
to.
heard that phrase.
That's the
Yeah.
new way that it's said. It's a pillow
It's
princess.
a pillow princess.
Yeah.
And so that just means you like starfish and lay there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But
Wearing nothing but that stupid plastic tiara.
but the thing is, it's like I think they really have to have a sit down and talk, and he has to be realistic with her. Be like, hey, this is we can't do this. So
Yeah.
and if she's like, no, we have to, then all right, it's done. So
Yeah.
he just he has to man up, put his chaps on, and go do it. So
Absolutely. He's got to nip this in the bud.
Are these chaps assless?
Shall I ask?
Dude, if my wife, after I proposed, would have demanded I call her Your Highness, I would have told her to get out. I would not have done it. This guy he's getting suckered. This is a test right here. You know those same stupid friends that were like, you should wear the tiara and make him do A, B, and C. You know it's not going to stop at A, B, and C. It's you know they're like and
Yeah.
see if he'll do E, D, F, and G, and then by the end of it, you're just gonna be just chained in your basement somewhere. You're gonna be like a prisoner in your own home. Don't do it, sir. Or I guess my final advice is if she wants to be a princess, you treat her like a real princess, a historical one. You'd be like, you're a princess now, and I've married you to an 85-year-old Austrian duke. I did it to gain land and titles. I did it for the good of the land. Fuck this old guy. Fuck this old Austrian man.
Isn't that more like the dad?
What's up?
Because
Oh, yeah.
they're getting married, so he's like the prince. She's the princess.
I would
The
still
dad
I would
do that.
sell her for land to an Austrian duke. That is what I would
threaten,
do.
like whatever kid they have. Like if they had a girl, he would do that.
That's
to
true.
his kid.
Or I'd be like, look, in proper Henry VIII fashion, I've heard you were cheating. I will have you beheaded.
That's
You
when
are a princess. I'm killing you like Anne of Cleves.
you ask for the dowry. So,
That's right.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I should have titles. I should have a castle or some shit.
Did you know that Henry VIII, he married 3 Catherines? I had no
Yeah.
idea.
Yep.
Catherine was such a popular name. I just
Yeah.
found that out. 3 of the 8 were Catherines.
He had a Catherine
That's
fetish.
a lot.
I think he only killed one of the Catherines, didn't he?
I think there are only.
Yeah.
I think that
2
it
of the
probably-
Catherines lived.
I think it just stems from.
Oh, yeah, you
you know,
guys
it's not like
divorced.
nobility
Yeah.
were like out there inventing names. You know, it's not like there was
Yeah.
ever like an Alyssa. You know,
Yeah. uh-huh.
it's like you know they really only had like 8 names to choose from as nobility.
My
so
name is Bryce the 8th.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
It's like there wasn't like a Tamara.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So
I'm
that-
Prince Sage.
Gwyneth was a popular. No, I don't know. That sounds like a noble name, Gwyneth. I don't know. Whatever.
It was always based on like whatever, you know, Protestant names are, you know, so
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Mary, Catherine,
Kate.
Oh yeah.
Kate.
Oh yeah. I
Well,
forgot
they
the
pretty
whole
much had to
religion
be-
was the very.
They had to be named after somebody else who was already
Elizabeth.
royalty. So there was only like 7, 8 names floating around that were royalty. So
Well, that's if they became queen.
yeah.
That's the thing
uh-huh.
is Henry VIII didn't let them become queen. It's the kind of the same thing
Yeah,
that
it's
happened
true.
with
Yeah,
Charles's wife. She didn't become queen. She became like a regent or some shit.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's
that makes sense.
Basically, I get to fuck you, but you don't get the crown.
Well, that's
Oh.
not. She wanted to be treated like a princess, Charles's
Yeah.
wife. That's bullshit.
All right. Are we ready for the next
Yeah,
question?
absolutely.
We
Next
go down
question
the
on the
history
Twisted
hole.
Cupid podcast. If you guys got questions to write in, write it to twistedcupidpodcast@gmail.com. Why is this happening to my sound, man?
I don't. Oh,
there
now
we
I
go.
hear it.
There we
Now
go.
it's pumping.
There we
Okay.
go.
Pumping.
Twisted Cupid Podcast. People write your questions in to twistedcupidpodcast@gmail.com, or even better, write them live in the chat every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Let's take our next one from the Wild
I
Animals
feel
on
like I
Reddit.
need like cocaine with this music or something. It's like
I got a Monster Energy and some hard seltzers.
All right, there you
that's,
go. All
you know,
right.
as close as it's getting for me tonight.
I broke up with my girlfriend over money. Dun dun dun. I'm a 25-year-old male, and
He
my
said, "Fuck treating her like a princess." This ain't happening.
I'm a 25-year-old male, and my ex-girlfriend is a 26-year-old female. Recently, we ended things with my girlfriend, and I'm wondering if I was in the wrong. For a while now, I've been the one paying for most of our living costs. Rent, groceries, you name it. She had a tough time finding steady work, so I didn't mind helping her out. We've been together for a couple of years, and I figured it's what you do for someone you care about. A few weeks back, she won a pretty penny gambling on stakes. With my money, around $9,000.
Gambling on steaks? What was she gambling?
Stocks?
Oh, stocks. I was like, wait.
S-T-A-K-E?
Steaks.
Steaks. Steaks?
Stocks.
I
I-
think it's an app because he capitalized it.
Oh,
Okay.
Gambling on stake.
oh, yeah. Maybe
On
it's
steak?
some app or something.
It might have been a typo. Maybe.
Online gamblers. What does
Maybe
stake
it's
mean?
horses.
Oh yeah. That could
Oh.
be horses. Yeah.
All right. With my money, around $9,000, I didn't expect her to split it 50-50 or anything, but I was hurt when she decided not to share any of it with me. Not even a small gesture of acknowledging the financial support I've been providing. Instead, she talked about all the things she planned to do with the money, none which included us or our future together.
No way.
It made me question a lot of things like our partnership and how we view money and support in our relationship. After some thought, I decided to break up with her. It wasn't just about the money, but more about the lack of consideration and appreciation for what I've done to contributing to our life together. I've been feeling a mix of relief and guilt since the breakup. Part of me thinks I may have overreacted to the whole situation, but she is calling me greedy for expecting to share. I didn't want to seem like I was entitled to her winnings, but I also couldn't shake off the feelings of being taken for granted. So I did, I made the right call. So did I make the right call, or was I wrong for ending the relationship over this? That is his question.
But he did address it, though. I mean, he addressed it with her.
Yeah.
And he brought it, because that was going to be what I was going to say is, well, you didn't really talk about it with her. You just assumed that she should read your mind and do everything you think she should do without having it discussed. But then he said he did bring it up, and she called him greedy. So yeah, I think you gotta skedaddle, man. Because if you marry her, imagine how bad you are going to get fucked over in a divorce. You've seen what she did with some winnings on a steak or whatever that was. So it's going to be even worse if you get involved with her on a legal financial level. You're going to be screwed.
Here's honestly what I think is happening is that he broke up with her over this money thing. She didn't come crawling back to him, and so now he's questioning that. Now he's questioning the whole decision. It's like he's like, oh, maybe I should have like stayed with her, and it's like,
Yeah.
But had she like come crawling back and
What a
been like,
loser.
I'm so sorry, he would have been like, oh, you're a piece of trash.
Uh-huh.
It's like he just didn't have control over her. And that's what he didn't like about the situation. Like, it's,
she didn't seem like she was just like, she seemed like he didn't say anything like, oh, she's still texting and calling me and trying to make it work. She's just like, okay,
we would have heard that too.
I made $9,000.
He was financially supporting her during the relationship, and she wasn't paying homage to him as he so desired. And now he's mad about that. And now he's like, oh, did I make the right decision? It's just like, well, yeah, for her sake, because it just sounded like you kind of wanted to control her. I don't know. I'm kind of glad she kept the money.
I also wonder if maybe when that $9,000 runs out, will she be reaching out?
Oh, it's already run out. It ran out like 3 days after she won it. That was like
she got a $9,000 a pile of yay and just sat in one room until it was gone.
She spent it in like one online shopping binge. I'm sure.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure she wasn't like
Balenciaga.
oh, I'm gonna spend this $9,000 on nursing school.
Yeah.
That did not happen.
0 went to nursing school. 50% went to Uggs. The other 50% a tiara. That was it.
So he did say she won a pretty penny gambling on stake. In parentheses, he said, with my money. So that's...
Oh, but what if...
Oh no, I know what he means. I know what he means with stake. So like, if you're gambling on stake, what that means is I give you $50 and you go and bet the $50. But normally with if you're betting on stake, the stipulations are you pay me back whatever I gave you to gamble with, and then whatever the agreed percentage was.
Oh, but here's a question.
Yeah.
What if he gave her $8,750 and she then won $9,000?
Yeah. I won $1.26 betting on the Super Bowl. I made two $25 bets. I lost one of them, and then I won the other one, but the Chiefs were slightly not favored to win, so I won 26-25 back, you know? And so I with the 25 I lost, I made $1.25.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So it could be a situation like that.
So if that
she could be just bad at sports gambling.
I mean, I
like
think
me.
those details are important. Did he give her $8,999 and she won $9,000, or was it that he gave her $25 and then she won $9,000?
I think it's more closer to the second thing, just because I mean, to me, if you bet $9,000 and you won like the same amount back or whatever, like if you're breaking even, that's not winning $9,000. That's breaking even.
But and also, if that's the case, she clearly is just extorting him, and he's definitely better off without her.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it doesn't sound like she was wanted to spend the money with him at all, even when he brought it up. It seems like she's just kind of with this guy because it's convenient for her. He's paying all her bills, whatever. And it's just like, yeah, dude.
He's already sleeping with other people.
Yeah. She's going to be like, look.
She probably has been.
I know. She
Yeah,
has
exactly.
other sugar daddies. It's fine.
She's like,
fine.
well, she's got the sugar daddy and then the guy she actually likes to bang, for the fun of it.
And it feels like he made the decision, and then he's going back and forth in his head, like, oh, I feel guilty, but then I also feel used, and it's like, what do I do? And I'm like, well, these are just your feelings. It doesn't seem like she cares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't. I don't think she cares at all. And
Yeah.
so if that's, again, like, at this point, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's right or wrong. At this point, she doesn't want to be with you, so you should not want to be with her. Like, that's really the
Right.
full
I mean,
stop
I
of the
believe it was
situation.
the great Dwight D. Eisenhower who once said, "These hoes ain't loyal."
Exactly.
And this one damn sure ain't, bud.
I just feel like I feel like anyone, a girl or a guy, whatever. I feel like if they really like you, you'll see them do backflips, like backflips for a person, So
Do you
Right.
feel like Jake does backflips for you?
and
I don't think Jake falls backwards for her.
I could not do a backflip to save my life and will win 900 million won on Squid Game. You understand? It could be the last level of Squid Game, and they're playing that crazy little dun 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 dun. Just do one backflip. Do one backflip, or I'm gonna have this guy in a costume
it does
shoot
depend
you.
how drunk he is. He might do what, I've seen him do crazy stuff.
One
when he's drunk.
backflip, Tubby, and you win all the won, and I execute everyone else and not you. And now I'm getting shot by that guy with the triangle on his face. If I got to do a backflip, I'll tell you right now.
Like my other thing is, with as young as he is like, I need to know, like, how's the sex, because he's practically begging for her to come back after she took $9,000 from him. Like that girl's got to be like fucking talented.
That's what it is. He's dating outside of his league. He's dating outside of his league for sure. It's a sugar daddy situation.
He didn't say anything like she's 250 pounds. So,
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
So, but okay, then. So I still can't then reconcile the pillow princess with what you just said, because I definitely know people that are in relationships where it's like, yeah, like one person will. Again, this isn't based on gender or anything. It could be, however, yeah. But they'll be like, it'll be like, why are you still with that person? They're so shitty to you. And they're just like, yeah, I mean, we haven't had sex in like a year. And you're like, what?
Oh, right.
Hell
Yeah.
Then you're not in a relationship. You're in a sad roommate situation.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that, in my opinion, I think that even if she was terrible at sex, this wouldn't.
I just don't know where to
influence
stick
this
it.
guy's opinion. But I don't know. I guess I did. But I did just watch Napoleon last night. That's pretty much what Josephine.
Oh, how
had
was
over
it?
Napoleon. It's all
I
right.
haven't seen it.
I slept through an hour. You
slept through an hour? You said it's all right. I slept through an hour? That's one of the most
watched the movie.
damning
Yeah.
things you can say about a
You
movie.
know what happened?
Other than I vomited.
You know what happened?
Was it a 3-hour movie? You saw
Yeah.
2, or what was
Yeah,
it?
it was a 3-hour movie. I saw the first 2 hours. I slept through the last one. It's fine.
See, this is short kings out there. Women don't give a fuck about short guys. That was my takeaway from that. They'll never pay attention to you, even if you own an empire.
Again, you know what happened. I don't need to see the whole thing. I get
Some
it.
short dude pouts and
All
tries
right,
to take
so
over
I guess
Russia.
Napoleon
and it
wasn't
doesn't
that
go
great.
She's like, wasn't he on an island when I went to sleep? Like, how is he fighting the British now?
No, I
He
felt
aged a lot when I closed my eyes there for a few seconds.
Joanne said that she thinks you could pull off a somersault.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no. Joanne on YouTube is right. Jake pulls off a nice somersault. I do. See, that's more of I can do more like a backflip if it's forward and I don't leave the ground at all. That's more my speed right there. If that's the episode of
your
Squid
head.
Game
Tuck
I'm
your
in.
head.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Like
That's right.
Like a forward roll, but it stays in motion until you stand up at the end.
Boom.
So Matt's
Well, we
questioning-
didn't say nothing about standing up at the end.
Matt actually put this as a question. He said, "Most women are bad at sex?" ?
No.
No, we're not. Okay, but I feel like we are starting to just say, "Oh, she must suck at sex."
Just the women from these questions. That's it. Other than that,
Yeah, we're not saying like just misogynistic comments like off the cuff. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
that's not.
I'm not. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was actually going the other way. I was like the first girl with the UGG boots. I was like literally like she's probably a pillow princess.
Yeah, she
for
just
that.
lays there.
I
Yeah.
see what you're saying.
But
Yeah,
this
going
one,
the
I
other
was
way
like,
around.
that is the only way you're gonna come back to me if you take $9,000 from me. Is
Yeah,
you better fucking.
She probably rocks his world or something.
Yeah.
She does, man. I think she's hot as hell. I think this guy's a bit of an uggo.
She better be
Hence
giving me
the-
feet job. And
Uggo.
shit.
I've never
Yeah.
heard of Uggo.
Uh-huh. Let
I've
go of
never
my
heard of
uggo.
Uggo?
I've never heard of Uggo before.
Yeah, it's
Really?
like a really shitty
Like
waffle.
my Uggo?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just means it's just another way to be a dick to someone. Hey, you're an Uggo.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like ugly, but in a fun Dr. Seuss kind of way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's whimsical.
Yeah. I mean, my final advice is there is none because there's no like the situation's gone. She's gone.
Yeah.
I don't think she's coming back.
No.
I think you kind of want her to beg you back, and she's probably in Vegas already. I don't know.
Yeah.
If they weren't, she wasn't
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
Just doing her own thing.
Okay, here's what I would equate this relationship to is in the sense I agree with you, Amy, that you just have to let it go. So I bought a chili chicken burrito from Amazon Go.
Was it Taco Bell?
No, it was Amazon Go. It was Amazon Go where you just go in and just grab it and
You
leave.
bought a burrito online. Wait, you go in there?
Yeah,
You
the
go into
Amazon
store?
Go.
I
It's
never
like
understood it.
it's a thing where you just like scan the code and you just go in and get whatever you want and then leave it and it just charges your Amazon account.
Wow, that's weird. I've never been in there, especially
It's
to buy a
very cool.
burrito. That's wild.
It
I go to these
well,
weird places called Mexican restaurants for my
Yeah.
burrito.
I would equate the quality of the food at Amazon Go to about 10 levels less than 7-Eleven, but whatever. But
Wow.
It's very cheap. So anyway, I buy this burrito. 1 week later, Amazon
Started to talk to you. The burrito.
Amazon sends me an email that was like,
Taco Bell fired her.
by the way, the burrito that you ate may have had listeria and food poisoning.
What?
Jesus.
So if you still have it, throw away. And I was like, hang on. You are assuming that I bought a hot chili cheese burrito.
That was
for-
like a
or
Hot
chi-
Pocket.
Yeah, that was from Amazon Go. And that I then saved it for 1 week.
Oh, this is a week later.
Yeah, 1
That's
week.
insane.
And I still
That's
have
insane.
it. And so now I'm just going to throw it away. And you guys feel like you're doing your due diligence. So again,
If you took any
they-
burrito and put it in the fridge for a week, it might give you food
Did they
poisoning. That's
refund your
ridiculous.
account at all?
That's utterly ridiculous.
no, they didn't, but I won't ask for that. Yeah, that's
Wow.
Let me be your
Wow.
defense lawyer.
I want that $5 back.
$5?
It's
That's
so
a
cheap.
lot.
For lunch?
For an Amazon burrito?
All right, listen. This is why you need a good defense lawyer. Look,
Exactly.
you're doing
Okay.
it wrong. We're not just
I
getting
will-
we're not getting a free burrito out of this. What we're gonna do? We're gonna film you yakking up like a sorority girl after lunch. You know what I mean? We're gonna film you yakking, and then we're gonna claim emotional distress. She got so sick that you know what I mean. And we're gonna put on makeup. You're gonna look like Night of the Living Dead. It's gonna be rough. You're gonna be like, I thought I was gonna die. I need
Yeah.
therapy now.
Yeah.
But no,
But-
you get that. What's that stuff? The Ipilac?
Epicac salt.
That's it.
Or-
No, not
ep-
the salt. The
Epi-
liquid.
It's Epicac.
It's
Or a syrup of Epicac. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Well, now I ain't trying to spend a lot of money in the process. We're just gonna stick your fingers down your throat. You know what I mean? We're doing this on a cheap. We're doing this on cheap. After the settlement, we'll be able to afford all the Epilac we can stomach.
I love when their
But,
defense attorney just plays our podcast of how we're going to do this.
Yeah.
That's right. Well,
But-
I didn't say I was great at it yet.
No, here's the point: is that a week later, I was like, "Thanks, Amazon. What am I supposed to do about this now?" You know what I mean?
Right.
And like, just didn't think about it again. That's how that is what happened to this guy's relationship. It went to shit, and then now time has passed. There's nothing he could do about it now. You know, yeah, again, what is he going to do? Be like, oh, by the way, send her like an angry text that's like,
Right.
I'm over you.
The deal's
you know,
done.
like weeks later, you know,
Yeah.
it's like it's over and done with. There's nothing you can do about it now. Just move on.
Sorry that I'm still
Exactly.
hung up on this burrito. I just pictured Suzanne getting the email, but in the process of eating the burrito. She's halfway done eating. Well, this burrito's not great, but for $3, it's all right. Oh my God, Amazon emailed me. What's it? Your burrito might give him. Oh no!
It was
It's
a
just-
week later, and the burrito was $5. She needs her money back.
Yeah.
That's right.
Dun, dun,
Emotional
dun.
distress.
So now
Well, I do
now
like the
only
idea of you
eat
reading
pizza
the
from
email.
Amazon Go.
I like. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I say keep doing it till you get another one of those emails, and then say you got food poisoning, and then see the hell out of it, man.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of you getting the email as you're eating
But
the
to
food.
Amy's point,
and
I am
just
definitely
going
going to ask
crazy.
for a refund. I
Do it.
think
Do
about
Yeah.
it. Do it.
Did
Yeah.
you save the email?
Yeah, it's definitely in here somewhere.
Yeah, like, thank you so
never,
much.
I
I-
never deleted email.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos sent that from his spaceship and was like, "Hey, man, if she ate it and didn't puke, I did my job. Fuck her."
Exactly.
Yeah, I would say, I think you need to refund me, and I'm gonna put something on Facebook. I don't know.
Yeah.
Any final advice, James?
I think that the only thing is this guy just I think he's like kind of stuck on her, and he just leave her alone, let her go, find somebody else that's cheaper.
Oh, yeah. Or uglier.
And,
Get the princess from the last question, dude. You won't have to give her
Exactly.
nothing. She'll share all kinds of things with you.
Because I mean that's the thing.
Except for burritos.
Like
She's eating all those.
Like if he's funding everything, like he can definitely find somebody else. So, and don't do that, man. Like that's not cool. But yeah, that's the. I mean, he's young. Like, go out, have fun. Be cheaper. Just buy a couple drinks. Don't buy rent. So
Yeah.
there's a difference.
Women can be wooed with wine and dinner. Not
Joel was like, a week later sounds more like Amazon Gone.
Nice.
Amazon went right through me.
Right.
Okay. Up
Yeah,
top.
if it's that long ago, I mean, the email should have just read, "Did you get food poisoning sometime within the last week?" If so, that might have been our bad.
But to me, it just seems like if you're going back to her, like she's just going to keep using you. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you know what this reminds me of. This guy is like an older male version of the lady from beginning of Wayne's World. You remember that where she shows up
yeah.
to the restaurant with the "I got you a birthday present, Wayne," and he's like, "We broke up 6 months ago. What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah,
That-
yeah.
What
dude,
was the point of that character?
She's. It was just a little bit. It was just a
Oh.
bit. It was just a
Yeah.
bit, and then she was gone.
I totally forgot about that. But then I was like, yeah, but because
Yeah.
he obviously like falls in love with Cassandra. So what was the point of that? Just to like.
Just because it was funny, you know.
Oh.
Just everybody, because everybody
They
who knows
needed the movie to be at least an hour and a half.
He needed at least one other person to think he was attractive.
I know.
No, it was a funny scene. If you're not careful, Wayne, you're gonna lose me. I lost you 7 months ago. It was a funny scene, and it reminds us of somebody we've all known like this dude, who
Yes.
clearly is in a relationship that's done. The other person ain't thinking about them at all. This lady is spending $9 grand and probably banging a dude half his age and weight, and he is like so
I
not
hope
moved
not.
on. It is he's done. She is moved on. She's gone. She's finding a younger dude who's better looking. I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to get over it, man.
Yep.
The other thing that makes me think about this is like what is he compensating for with all the money? Like maybe he needs to work on your personality, man. Get out there, live your life.
Dude, he needs to work on everything about him except for his bank account. That's the
Apparently.
vibe I'm getting from this guy. Sorry, dude. Look, and I say this as a guy who's not very attractive. If you're sleeping with a younger, attractive woman because you're paying her bills, that's her part of the gig is sleeping with you, dude.
Yeah.
That's the job.
He's
That's the gig.
25. He's young.
Really?
She's 26. He's 25.
Oh, shit. I
That's
missed
why
that.
when
But
you
I will
said
say
half
this.
his age, I was
No, but
like,
I will
damn.
say this. He doesn't have any money because
What is
I
she, a substitute teacher in Florida? What
When-
the hell's going on here?
No, if he honestly, if like the people that have the money usually don't care. Like if it was like
Right.
someone who had the money and this was someone like he'd be like, oh well, good for you, whatever. He'd
Yeah,
just
so
be
this guy,
looking at his like
there's all
hundreds
kinds of stuff
thousands
wrong with this guy.
dollars.
She doesn't like him at all. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
She would want to share the $9 grand with him. She would want to spend it together if she liked him at all. And she doesn't seem to care that he broke up with her. So it's like, dude, what do you want? Why would you want to be with somebody who clearly doesn't want to be with you? That sounds like torture. It's not going to get any better. The fact that he's way younger than I thought he was, I wish I could pay attention more and I would have known this information. But the fact that he's only 25 and dealing with all this, it's like, dude, this is not going to get better when you and her are 30. She's going to be awful. She's going to be the one running around in the Burger King tiara and Ugg boots talking about
Exactly.
"Call me your highness." She's going to get worse with this shit, not better. So at least you got to learn this lesson with casino winnings.
Yeah.
not the other way around.
Or
Yeah.
she's gonna ask him to convert to Mormonism.
Ew, gross. You're gonna have to wear.
Scientology.
Yeah, Scientology. She's gonna like join a cult or something.
Yeah. I just want to be. I want to be called a princess, and I want to be on a spaceship someday. Will you help me achieve this?
All right. Well, with that, next question.
All right, next question on Twisted Cupid Podcast. If you guys have any questions, write them into. Whoa, that was loud.
Adios, mío.
Write them into twistedcupidpodcast@gmail.com, or even better, write them live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern in the chat. Give us your comments, give us your questions. Let's take our next one from the wild animals on Reddit.
Real quick, like anytime I see someone in their young 20s, like the next people is a 22-year-old female and a 21-year-old male. Like anytime I see someone in their young 20s, I'm just like, I could care less what their story is. I'm like, just break up. Break up.
Sure.
No one should be together.
Fuck as many people as you can. while you're
I
there.
know.
Well, I've certainly had that thought before, but what I will say is that
Wait, break up or fuck everybody you can.
well, both. Again, it just depends on the timing.
Just
because
in which order?
I eventually reconciled it because you learn from your past relationships. So it's not that if you're in your 20s, you get into a relationship, you should just instantly break up. That's not the case. But it's, there's definitely like a lesson to be learned.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right, yeah, maybe you haven't, if you have to ask us, is this what's clearly a bad relationship bad? If you have to even ask anyone that, you haven't learned the lesson that you need to learn from this, and you're going to fall into the same trap with the next one.
Yeah, exactly.
Dun.
Wow, Jake, that was
All right.
really like deep for you.
Dude, psychologically speaking, it was smart as fuck, though. Smart as fuck.
Was it,
That's right.
Einstein's theory of insanity or definition of insanity. Yeah.
It was Einstein who famously once said, I've got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
Okay. Coincidence. Are you talking about like doing the same thing over and over again?
Yeah.
That's he.
Okay. I was literally thinking about this today. So there's a theory in physics where if you try to walk through a wall an infinite amount of times, at one point you will walk through it just because of like how the particles and stuff. So
sounds like more horse shit from Fauci, if you ask me.
If Einstein is saying that doing the same thing over and over again is insanity, then that means that he doesn't.
There's more to that.
What is it?
It's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
No, but that is the different results. Is that one time you will walk through the wall. If
Yeah,
you walk through
and
a wall
plus-
an infinite amount of times, you will one time walk through the wall.
Well, you'd walk through a hole in the wall.
No, so I was thinking about this today, and I have to like look up. Maybe it's not like a person, but it's like a particle.
Our science
Okay.
book is going to be coming out very soon, you guys. On Love Girls.
But anyway, it doesn't matter. That's not funny. It's not funny.
The book is just going to be a flip book of Suzanne bumping into the wall. Over and over again. Until she finally makes it through on the last page.
No, I will.
She had proved all the haters wrong.
I will do more research, I guess, before. But again, it's just whatever. We can drop it. But it's just funny that came up today because I was literally thinking about that today at work. I was like, but
I know that Einstein said that the definition of insanity is doing the same things and expecting different results. But that's a stupid phrase. That was written before the age of computers. How many times is something fucked up with your computer, and the seventh time you turn it back on, it fucking works?
it's also before stand-up comedy was invented. Oh, you keep doing stand-up comedy over and over
That's
again,
right.
expecting different results.
That's right.
Einstein, you're not an artist.
Yeah, get your reps in, dude.
All right. My boyfriend.
Sorry.
My boyfriend gave me an ultimatum after I told him about my sexual fantasy. Ooh.
Hot.
Okay.
Sweet.
I, a 22-year-old female, always fantasize about being in a gangbang.
Oh,
and
Christ.
my boyfriend, a 21-year-old male, participating in it. A couple of nights ago, when we were talking spicy stuff and revealed our untold kinks to each other, his doesn't involve other people, but it's definitely not vanilla. When I told him mine, I expected him to be surprised, but instead he looked at me disgusted. He said, "Whoa, nah, 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 nah." And then got off the couch.
And I can see it, though. All those nods are there, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And there, a couple of the Nas had extra A's. It was like, nah, like that.
I followed him, apologizing if I had crossed a boundary. He looks at me and says that he doesn't mean to he doesn't mean to kink shame me, but he never thought I'd have a kink like this, and he definitely is not okay with this. I told him that it's just a fantasy and I won't be asking him to do anything, to which he doesn't say anything. He then says he's got to head back home, and I pretty much knew we were that we were going to be done. I tell him I love him, and he says okay and leaves. Ooh. He basically distanced himself from me, replying relate in a shallow way to my texts. He finally calls yesterday saying he started to look at me in a different way after I told him about my fantasy, and he's pretty disgusted by it. And says I shouldn't have told him about it, considering that I kind of knew he wouldn't be okay with it. He says it's gonna take him some time to think about this, and tells me not to wait for him, basically breaking up with me. I tried to reason with him, but I just started bawling, so I couldn't even get the words out. My friends are telling me to break up with him and move on, but I really, really love him. He's my first boyfriend who treated me well, and I genuinely fell in love and want to be his wife, which now seems like a pipe dream. I don't know how to fix this.
If there's one thing she knows, it's pipe.
He hasn't replied to my texts, but reads them. I legit am losing my mind.
So, here's my question: okay, just because you watch certain videos online doesn't mean that you actually want that to happen to you.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
because I was like, it makes. Yeah. I feel like her gangbang might not be what a real gangbang is, which is
again,
it's really.
Imagine this in the light of day: 5 people that you find somehow. And you invite them over, and it actually starts. You need to think about the logistics of that, and then if you still say, that's what I want, that's my kink, it's like.
I mean, she wants it enough to where she said it out loud to her boyfriend. Man, I think she's thought about it more than most.
No. I think she. Again, I'm not gonna.
Maybe she said gangbang wrong.
What I think is maybe happening is that she, just watched a video, or has watched multiple videos, obviously.
Right.
And that is what turned her on.
Not all gangbangs are like the ones you grow up watching in the Disney princess films.
Exactly.
That's what turned her on, etc. But that doesn't mean that she necessarily actually wants that to happen to her. It's like. Maybe her vocabulary isn't just enough where it's like...
Sorry, I'm just laughing what Joel just said. Did you read it?
Wait.
Yeah.
He said, this girl needs some counseling. Myself and a group of friends are willing to help her work through this.
That's right. We'll work pro bono.
No, but I was
We're trying to make the world a better place.
I feel like sometimes, like you might say something that might sound really harsh and cruel, but I feel like in her way there's rules. Like I feel like maybe she wants just a lot of people to love on her at the same time, but gently
and love in her at the same time.
No, but I mean, just I don't think she.
Airtight.
Maybe she said the wrong thing, But I mean, I don't know.
Not to be, not to kick shame, but I think most women who are going to say to their boyfriend, "I got me a gangbang fetish," I think they kind of like it rough. You know what I mean? That's just my guess. That's just a guess here.
No, I just don't. Okay, again, I just think that there's a difference between watching something online that turns you on and having an actual kink.
Yeah.
I think those are 2 separate things.
I think they are. I think they are. However, if you're talking about, hey, what's your fetish to your partner, and your partner says this is my fetish. I mean, your partner's going to think, well, this is what they're into because I asked what they're into, and they said it's this.
Did she say it's her fetish or her fantasy?
Her fantasy.
Fantasy.
Let me just double check. Double check.
Okay.
Because if it's just a fantasy, everybody has fantasies.
Yeah. Oh my God. Excellent point.
Yeah.
I always fantasized about being in a gangbang.
Because we talk about the celebrity fantasy all the time, et cetera, et cetera.
The hall pass thing.
Oh my God, that's an excellent observation.
And that's the thing is, whenever people fantasize about their thing, it's always perfect. You don't have anything weird. Some dude can't,
everyone's like ripped, beautiful body.
Yeah. I'm kind of like this lady because I have fantasized about being gangbanged by the band Gang of Four. And so it's really gangbang to the second power.
I would have thought like Arcade Fire, but okay, cool.
Not Gang of Four. Me and Gang of Four ain't nothing but mammals, and we're gonna do it like they did on the Discovery Channel.
The thing that kind of I didn't like about this question was it just seemed like she said one thing and then he just didn't want to talk to her again, and it's just like I feel like that's just a setup for being in a relationship where you're on eggshells, like you should feel comfortable even being like, okay, so this is my fantasy, and even if they're like not into it, but like you're crazy. I mean, he should also hear the side like, okay, that's my fantasy, but I'm not really I don't think I could actually do it.
You don't come right out the gates with the gangbang fantasy. Come on now. She came out the gates hard, man.
I agree with Amy. I think that it's something that if at the end of the day, if you can't talk about it with the person that you're dating, then that's a huge red flag. And she's probably just feeling vulnerable because she was vulnerable, or it's like she was vulnerable. She got a very negative reaction for it, so now she feels shame because he reacted like
now
that.
Now Brene Brown has to get involved.
Yes,
the book of shame. If you guys don't read self-help, she's all about shame. What does shame mean? Shame.
No, but that's it. It's like she's
ringing that bell like
shame.
a lady in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, she feels shame, and now she feels like, okay, if she wins him back, then that validates her, so then she won't feel shame anymore. But actually, like, she doesn't need to feel shame at all. She was honest about fucking something.
I know.
And he didn't.
But now it's like, I feel like if they even get back together, it's going to be a whole relationship of how she phrases things and make sure that she says it correctly the right way.
It is.
Also,
unfortunately,
not only how she phrases things, but what will she actually tell him now?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And I mean, and in my mind, it'd be different if she was like, it's not my fantasy. Oh, by the way, I need to let you know what I did my junior year in high school. Yeah,
sure.
That's different.
Listen, if you're ever searching on XTube and you happen to find a video called a cheerleader in the Crips, just know that I was a different person back then.
They tossed in an extra 100 for the horse. I don't know what to tell you.
It was actually a dude in a horse costume, to be honest with you. That was his real dick, though. I don't know why it looked like that.
Do you mean like
it was
that
Drake?
Yeah. Did you? Yeah. Anyway.
The worst part about the video, after the cameras turned off, there was hot sauce in the condom.
Oh my God.
It was the worst night of my life. I'm never going back to gangbang again. Yeah, gangbanging's not all it's cracked up to be in the storybooks and the fairy tales.
But yeah, I mean, just that, like, if somebody tells you like, "Oh, it's my fantasy," that's something you can use for later. It's like, okay, honey, like, while you're going at it, I'm going to go switch costumes.
Yeah, exactly. So, thank you. That's exactly what I was going to say.
He's got all the Village People's costumes just hung up for quick costume changes, like concert style, on the outside of the bedroom.
It's like, it's not that you want your partner to be a nurse or a French maid.
I agree with you guys.
Have you
Here's what I'm
seen
saying.
medical bills nowadays? I wouldn't mind a nurse.
Right. Wow.
Okay, I'll take back the nurse part. The French maid, no.
Maybe that's part of a domination thing. You don't even have insurance. This is going to cost $20,000. Yeah, you dirty little poor boy.
I kept going back and forth in my head because, like, sometimes I don't like to read questions that I feel like are a little bit too, like, oh, this person's just getting abused. You know what I mean? And so when she said
no, there's some nuance here. I like it.
No, but when she said gangbang, I was like, okay, that's really, like, it's a harsh thing to talk about. But I genuinely don't think she meant it like, oh, yeah, you can do whatever you want to me. It's like...
no.
But the thing is
I mean,
how did they say they were? How did they say they were?
21 and 22.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so any kid that young, any dude that young is going to be wildly intimidated if he hears this is your fantasy. I know there's a difference between fantasy and fetish and reality, blah, 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 blah. If you turn to your boyfriend at any age, especially 22, and go, you know what I've been thinking about a lot? Getting fucked by a bunch of dudes. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be intimidating to that dude. And especially if his was not nearly as crazy as yours. I know she went, well, his wasn't exactly vanilla. We also didn't get what it was either.
But it
because
wasn't.
She knows if she would have put that in there, his would have been way less intense by comparison.
Would he be running away if it was like she was like, I just want a whole fantasy with a bunch of girls doing
Fuck
crazy
no.
stuff.
He would
to
be
me.
like, let me find a bunch of girls.
Yeah, and then you're going to be involved too. I don't know.
I think also
This would have been the greatest day of his life if you would have flipped the gender on all the 20 people in the room.
But then I also wonder, like, was it maybe a miswording? Like, does she want an orgy, or instead?
She said gangbang.
That's what I was thinking too.
No. This is her words. She said gangbang. Dudes know what gangbang means.
Yeah. I think it's that he
yeah, right. It used to be called a train back in our day.
We're
old enough to remember when a gangbang was still a train.
This is just like such a classic case of slut shaming, because it's like she says something to him. It's not that she's.
That's what I thought the question was more about. Yeah.
It's not that she's acted on it. It's just that he doesn't want to take her out to a bar and introduce her to his friends, and them know that she's had a gangbang, or it's just like
he's intimidated by it.
It's
though.
such slut shaming,
and he's gonna be intimidated. I still think this was even though he is being a prude. I admit that I think he is being a prude, and he is in the wrong. That said, I think she should have played that one a little closer to the chest. You know what I mean? Because he gave her one that wasn't nearly as crazy as this. I know her lying ass said that he did, but we also didn't get what that fantasy was.
That's what I was going to say, is that because she obviously didn't divulge what his thing was.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So what she should have done, and again, when we talked about before that all relationships are a learning opportunity, what she should have done was once he started slut-shaming her for this fantasy, she should have doubled down, to use Jake's words, and slut-shamed him for his fantasy. Whatever it was.
It wouldn't have worked.
Even if his fantasy was to have sex with her for the rest of his life,
it wouldn't have worked.
You fucking whore.
I would agree with you if his was nearly as crazy.
But you don't know.
Wasn't.
You don't
yes,
know what
I do.
said.
Yes, I do.
Know.
Here's why I know. And I point this out once a
She
podcast.
said it
was a
wasn't vanilla.
threesome.
She said it had nothing to do with other people. She said it didn't include other
There's
people, but
probably
it's not
toenails
vanilla.
in his urethra.
Here's the thing. She would have mentioned sounding with toenails. Are you kidding me? She would have thrown that in there.
Skittles put down so she can taste the rainbow.
Defos.
Here's the thing.
A t-shirt cannon.
No, this is why
right.
she's not divulging the information.
I want you to shove a fire hose up there.
This is why she's not divulging the
how they invented
information.
Pez.
Because she still wants him back. That's why. She still thinks that there's hope.
What do you mean why she doesn't? That's bullshit.
She wants
bullshit.
him back because she feels shame.
Yeah.
She wants
she doesn't
him back.
really want him back. She wants him back so she doesn't feel shame anymore.
But no, that's not why you wouldn't put the information in. You would put the information because, again, this is anonymous. He's not going to read this. So she's going to put this on there, and she's leaving. Anytime there is a lack of detail on these questions, I always err against the person writing the questions for two reasons. A, it's Reddit, and these people are animals. B, this is a source by, for, and about them, their personal Fox News, their MSNBC, their North Korean state-run news if they inherited the whole country. So when they leave shit out, I have to believe it would not aid their side. It would not aid their. I say this every episode because it's true. When they leave shit out, when they leave out, well, his fetish was pretty out there too. I'm not gonna say what it was. It was something light. It was something vanilla. It was milk toast. It was nothing.
No, I think she still wants hope that they're going to be together. And if she feels that it leaked at all, he's never going to. Yeah. I don't know. I feel bad for her. I do.
I feel bad. I feel bad for her too. I feel like she was in a relationship. She felt comfortable. She became vulnerable, and then she got slapped in the face. And I'm actually glad that biologically I could definitely be her mom. Mm-hmm. So I just want to go and slap this little twerp in his face.
Yeah, like I'm kind of glad that she's not with him, but I feel bad that she got hurt along the way. But I mean,
girl,
like I said,
girl, keep on stepping.
Yeah,
I'm on no one's side in this one. I'm really not. I'm not on the dude's side because he's a prude, but I'm kind of not on her side either because I'm like I wouldn't have told him that. You know what I mean? Like if I'm with somebody, like dude, Do you think I've been with my wife for a long time. Do you think I've told her that I fantasized about having sex with B. Arthur when she was alive? No. You know what I mean? Because that's weird. And like she hasn't told me anything that freaky. So I let that be a secret. I let it be a secret.
That's not freaky at all.
I kind of figured it out when he had me like dress up as an old person.
Did he make you put the Marine Corps outfit on too?
He made you like stretch it out for
He'll
a
be
long
like-
time beforehand.
He'll be like, "Hey, B." He'll be like, "Hey, B," and I'm like, "B," and he'll be like,
That's
"You
right.
know, short for babe." I'm like, "What?"
In the rest of my fantasy,
Yay.
the rest of the Golden Girls were feeding me cookies the whole time. It was
Exactly.
wild.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Did he make you curl the hair too?
I don't know. Yeah, that was my final advice. Just basically, I'm glad she's getting away from him. I hope she doesn't. I kind of, in these situations, it seems like one of those things where he just needs to leave and just not talk to her again, or she's just going to keep going back. I just feel like she's setting up for, I'll do anything for you, you know, and I just, you know.
Yeah.
She needs to-
He's not going to get over this either. And he's not in the wrong,
But,
but he's also not going to get over
I
this.
just think
So
she
what are
needs
we
to get
talking
away
about?
from him and take a deep breath and know that she didn't do anything wrong.
Don't settle for someone that you can't have an honest conversation with. And it's not that, because again, it's not that you won't say shit that will piss the other person off or make them uncomfortable, but the fact that he won't continue to talk about it with you and just shuts you down,
Like just got off the couch. That was like,
yeah.
what?
That's the deal breaker for me.
Right. And the
Fuck
thing is,
this guy.
this is kind of like the last question in that the relationship's fucking done. I'm not saying she did anything wrong. I'm not saying the dude from the last question did anything wrong, but that person doesn't give a fuck about you anymore. So you wasting your time and wasting energy and calories going, why can't this person be completely different and love me and not be a douche? Like, they're a douche. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you should have kept, that guy should have kept his money in his wallet, and this lady should have kept her secrets in her head. That's what I think.
I think that it's like, when was the last time you had a really good breakup song?
Real good breakup song?
Yeah.
Which Taylor Swift album are
Yeah, I
we
was
on?
gonna say. Well, you know, Chief does rhyme with grief, so I think we're gonna have a good one this
so
time
I'm
next
just
year.
saying, like, I feel like we haven't had a really good breakup song lately, and so it's like, you know, these younger kids, they just don't know
Olivia
what to do.
Rodrigo.
Oh, what was
Yeah,
that?
I
one?
Want You Back.
Yeah, The one about driving down the street or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Driver's license.
Driver's
I am
license,
so fucking
yes.
sad.
I was
that
like,
I
I
know
Want
this.
You Back does not sound like a breakup song.
No, it's a breakup song, but she's pawning after him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We just need more good breakup songs.
Well, it's tough though, man, because there was like classic breakup songs back in the day that's never getting matched. I don't care.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift in her best albums is never going to meet Landslide. It's
Kelly-
never
or
like
Kelly
yes.
Clarkson.
yeah, right. It's just it's not going to
When
happen.
you make
And I love
when
Taylor
you make
Swift,
the
but-
guy you
Can
broke up with sing next to you.
Can we
Right.
just give her a
Oh,
mixtape?
Pink also had a lot of really good breakup songs. Remember the album when she broke up with her husband?
You guys,
Don't
I
Speak
want
by
Twisted-
Gwen Stefani.
Yes.
Yeah, don't
Oh.
speak
I
was
want
great.
Twisted Cupid to just send this girl a mixtape. Be like,
Sorry.
and then maybe we got to send her a boombox too, because nothing
Yeah.
plays mixtapes anymore.
Sinead O'Connor, rest in peace. Nothing compares to you. Holy
I
fuck.
can't believe she died.
I know. All right. Any more final
She's
advice?
up for the Hall of Fame too.
Well, she should be.
Yeah, she's Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah.
She's the first woman to rock the cool shaved head.
Any more advice?
No, I'm good.
Yes. This guy is never going to love you, and you're never going to be happy with them. Leave this
Yeah.
guy and get what you really want. 5 other guys.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, same thing. Like you got to get with somebody with an open mind, because if a girl's like, "Oh, my dream, my fantasy is a gangbang,"
any
I'm
guy
like,
that's-
"Okay, fucking, hey, the fucking game's on. Can you be quiet?"
You're like, you guys have 4 hours. Better be done by the time the Giants are off the field.
Yeah.
All right. So the last question should be, I think it should be a lightning round.
All
It's
right.
really short too.
All right, let's do
So-
it. Lightning round question. We're going to
do
read
you
the
know
question
what a
real quick,
lightning
and then
round
we're
No,
going to do.
I didn't get this far.
Okay,
watching
so
the
lightning
podcast.
round. Basically, we'll just read a question, and then you're
Since
just gonna
Irish.
give final advice, and that's
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right,
that's it.
last question on the Twisted Cupid podcast. If you guys got questions to write them to twistedcupidpodcast@gmail.com, or even better, write them in live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Give us your comments, give us your questions live right there in the chat. We're going to take our last one from the Wild Animals on Reddit.
My boyfriend doesn't gift. I'm a 26-year-old female. I've been with my boyfriend, who's a 40-year-old male, for 2 years.
What the fuck?
He always talks of how he loves me. He provides a listening ear, advises me. We do have sex, but that's all a relationship has been.
This guy fucks.
He has never taken me out on a date, given me a gift or flowers.
Not a date.
I've told him how much these things mean to me, but he says he's old school and doesn't believe in such.
How old school is
I
this?
know. That's what I was like. I feel like
When did you not have to woo?
He's like Clarence from This Is a Wonderful Life.
I feel like he's using.
I'm old school. I believe in hitting women in the head with clubs
feel-
and dragging them back to my cave.
I
None of
feel
this date bullshit.
I feel like when you say old school, he's getting it reversed because usually it's like,
Yeah.
put that jacket in the mud so I can walk
He's got an
across it.
opposite.
Like, he doesn't court at all? Like, what is this man?
I've told, but he says he's old school and it doesn't believe in such. At the start of our relationship, I used to get him little gifts that I could afford since I was jobless by then.
Seems to be a pattern.
I did this for a while thinking he would pick up, but it never happened, so I stopped buying him gifts. On birthdays, all he says is happy birthday and promises you a gift which never comes. Am I wasting my time? Does this man really love me? Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to say my final advice.
Here we
Go
go.
ahead.
Okay. First of all, I feel like you're the other woman. You're not really his
Oh,
girlfriend.
yeah.
Also,
Gifts are for the wives.
yeah, I don't know. But I mean, I think he's really messing with your head. Get away from this person. And I hate the fact that he's like, I don't believe in gifts, but then on your birthday, he promises you a gift. So if he doesn't believe in gifts, and you've had this conversation a million times, he shouldn't even have to promise you a gift. Yeah, you're getting this is a 40-year-old male. People give gifts to people. And yeah, get out, run, and run. All right,
Yeah.
that's my final advice.
Yeah, kind of the same thing. I don't think she's the primary girl. I bet money that he's married and this is a side piece, and that's the reason he keeps going. Like, that's the reason they don't go out in public.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the reason that he doesn't buy anything, because receipts
Yep.
always get found, and also the credit card statements. So I think that
They do have sex. She did say that.
Well, yeah, she's the side piece. But you know, same thing. Like, you know, he'll promise her whatever she wants to hear, but he's not doing anything. So he's saying what needs to be said. I'm just trying to figure out how he kept her for 2 years without ever going on a date.
That's what, that's what blows my mind. I'm just in agreement with you. She's definitely the side piece. He's married. He probably has kids. It's the fact that she is, you know, again, he probably, just says the right things to her. But the fact that they've never gone out in public, she's obviously never met anyone that's in his life. For 2 years. Like,
Yeah.
are you kidding? Like, are you
Yeah.
absolutely kidding? Because also, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he says things like, don't post anything about me on social media,
Right.
whatever. So what I think that she should do, this is my final advice to her, is that whatever town they live in, whatever, like, the... You know, like a popular hashtag is like things to do in New York City or, you know, whatever. So if they live in New York or whatever the town is they live in, post on Instagram all of the hashtags that make the town popular, a picture of the two of you, and then see what happens.
Bam.
Because methinks that people are going to come out of the woodworks and let you know that he's a fucking douchebag. So,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Or what's the one on Reddit now? It's like, are we dating the same person?
Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm part of the Facebook girls group.
Oh, we got to look that up. We got to start asking questions
I
about
have
that.
never seen
No,
that yet.
I would never violate the group, but it's
Wow.
so fun.
But it might be Facebook. I don't know. I know it's one of those.
I'm
because-
sure there's multiple, but I'm on the Facebook one for New York,
Oh.
and it is one thing I will say about it that's super positive is that someone will post a picture of a guy and be like, "Are we dating the same person?" And people will be like, "No, but get it, girl. Hope you guys totally, have a happy." Women are like really positive to other women. But it's like you always know it'll post a picture and they'll be like 267 comments. But it's just like good toilet reading, if you just want to like scroll
Toilet
through
reading?
something. Yeah.
See, it just shows the inherent differences between men and women in general. This could never work with dudes. If there was a group where dudes would be like,
But
"Are we
yeah.
dating the same?"
But that
Sort of
That has
comments
this
like-
link bookmarked.
I'm like, yeah, your girlfriend's a
haven't been
slut.
on
I
it.
fucked her last night.
Yeah.
Dudes would just post the most horrendous shit
Yeah.
for no reason.
They're
I
like,
haven't
did
been-
she send you this picture too?
No, I actually haven't been on it in a long
They
time.
would
But again,
Photoshop their
very
dicks in her mouth.
It's very positive for women, and I don't know if that's because there's like the moderator or whatever, but it's but again, if there's they post a picture of someone that doesn't have this illicit history, then it's people
Yeah.
are like really positive about it.
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it is
That's
nice.
awesome.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I guess, Jake, what's your final advice?
My final advice is, for one thing, I'm jealous of this guy. It was just the fact that he never even had to take her out on a date. This guy just hangs around getting laid and saving money. I've never been able to. I mean, at 40 years old, he's able to just convince women in their 20s, like, yeah, dudes just don't buy things sometimes. It's the way we did it in days of yore. We don't buy women things. We don't go anywhere. We just hang out at home and fuck when the game's not
We
playing.
just give women our seed,
Yeah.
and that's the only gift they deserve.
And they take it and they fucking skedaddle with it. That's right.
Back in my day.
I love it. No, I think
This guy's my hero.
he's the man. He should be giving seminars. He should be giving those speeches in front of rooms full of incels like Tom Cruise in Magnolia. He should be tame the pussy like that. That should be this guy, and I love it. He tamed the pussy, and she respects the cock so much that she can't even get a dinner date out of this guy. But no, I think that. I think you guys are dead on. She is definitely sleeping with a guy who's married. Here's what I think she should do. I say take it one step further than to just kind of get him caught on social media. I say, now this is technically revenge porn if you post it, so like don't, unless you want to just send it to us.
Dude.
But camera's in the room. He doesn't know about it. You film yourself fucking him, and then you what? Follow him. He's gonna go home to a wife at some point. You then get a hold of him and be like, hey, you know how you didn't want to give me a birthday present? Now I want rent. Blackmail this dude. Just show him the video. And just text it to his phone, whatever burner phone he's got. You text him a video of the two of you fucking, and then text him his address next. And be like, you are paying my rent. This is a sugar daddy situation. Or I will tell your wife right now.
This is a Diet Coke situation.
Boom.
There's no sugar left in this.
I mean, I think that's a great idea, but the hashtagging seems easier on Instagram.
There you go.
It does, but you could blackmail a dude for everything he's worth. You can't do that with a hashtag.
That's
You
true.
can't take a guy for all he's worth with a hashtag.
That's true. Yeah, this is why Venmo exists.
That's right.
Yeah.
There you go. You don't even need to show up at his house. You don't even need to see in the 90s you would
Your Venmo
That's
QR.
right. That's right. You send him a video of you fucking, picture of his house, and then your Venmo address. Just like I would like rent. I never want to pay rent again. Boom. You've got it. That's the way to do it. If you wanted to pull this off in the 90s, you would have had to send him like, pictures of like the ransom notes with cut out magazine letters and stuff. Like it was like a whole arts and crafts project. Not anymore. Not anymore.
Well, that's how they did in the old days.
That's right.
Yeah.
Back in this guy's heyday. With the whole no date and no gifts thing. Like women always hated back then. Ew, is this a gift? Gross. Get it away from me. It's going to give me wrinkles.
All right. So I think we answered everything.
Absolutely.
right?
This has been an awesome episode, man. Thank you to everybody who watched. Thank you to everybody who listened, especially to the people in the chat. Thank you to Matt. Thank you to Joanne. Thank you to Joel. Thank you especially to Joel for the new theme song this week, man.
Yeah, thank
Very
you.
much appreciated.
Great job, Joel.
Dude, and thank you most of all to our two guests. Thank you to James Mack. Thank you to
Thank you.
Suzanne Leah Shepherd. It was
Yeah,
great having
thanks
you
for
back.
having me.
It's cool, man. We love having you back as a guest. This is awesome.
That was fun.
Until next week, like and subscribe. We're live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Until next time,
Whoop, whoop.
later.
Yeah.